Happy to be joined by the head coach at MMA Factory, who coaches Ciryl Gane, who's got a big fight coming up, a rematch against Alexander Volkov, UFC 308, and we've got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. It is Fernand Lopez joining me here on the program. Fernand, how are you?
I'm fine, James. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I know things are going to get really busy for you next week. Of course, we have UFC Paris. You have the Aries FC 25 event. You have William Gomis on the card. How busy are weeks like this? It must be exciting, but also very stressful. You got a lot of things going on.
It's kind of special, you know. We are busy wrapping up the Aries 25 with a major fight card with a 4 belt. So in the head of everything, we're preparing Ciryl Gane for the Volkov 2. So I'm happy, excited, and every time that you get busy in your business, you love it. You know?
It's good to be busy instead of not being busy, which is always great. Of course, I spoke to William Gomis and you a few weeks ago ahead of his fight. How did the rest of camp go for him against Joe Anderson Brito? Big fight for him at UFC Paris.
It's looking good, like very sharp. This is the last 10 days to go, and it's looking sharp. Like at this point of the date before the fight, it looks, because of the weight cutting, a little bit tired, but this time it's fine. It's looking good. It's sharp. The speed is on point. The precision is on point. Power is up there, and most of everything, the mindset that he has to make that fight looks to the fight of the night, or at least have the kill of the night. That's what he's looking for. The mindset is there. So I think we'll have a good fight because Mike Brito is something. He's something. He's brutal. He's violent, brutal, and he can do it all. He can wrestle. He can KO, he can submit. Whatever you give him, he will come for it, and every second you are just in danger.
Which is all great. We're looking forward to that fight a lot, him and Joe Anderson Brito. But let's talk about Ciryl Gane. I know he's been off for a while. I know he's been doing some other things. He's got movies and things like that. Was there any talk about Ciryl fighting on UFC Paris? Was that ever a discussion?
Yeah, kind of like. We don't need to be honest, we don't need to talk about it with the UFC. Every time that UFC is coming in Paris, it's obvious that they were thinking about Ciryl fighting in Paris. I was thinking about Ciryl fighting in Paris, and this is what we thought. And that opportunity shows up with better opponent in terms of ranking, with better opportunity in terms of pay-per-view, with better career construction to go back to the belt. So that makes sense for us to accept that opportunity. Like Ciryl fought already 2 times in Paris, finished the opponent 2 times in Paris, enjoy the fact to win in Paris, and by finish against Tai Tuivasa and Spivak. That was great. So I think for him is the new thing to go have that challenge in Abu Dhabi, new market, different market, and to be qualified to maybe be there if they need him for the gold.
Were there any other opponents offered besides Volkov, or was Volkov always the fight that was offered to you from the UFC?
We had 2 offers from the UFC. Since the last fight of Ciryl, every bullshit that people are saying, like Ciryl turned out the fight of Curtis Blaydes, you just have to go ask to the matchmaking. It's not hard to know. I mean, you can just ask Hunter Campbell or Min Menard or Dana White, do you ever send any name of Curtis Blaydes to Ciryl Gane? They will say to you, never happened. The same for Tom Aspinall. I mean, like, people, they kind of confuse the call out with the matchmaking. Like everyone is calling out whoever is on top of him. This is normal. Like when Tom Aspinall was calling out Ciryl Gane, Ciryl was looking forward to try to fight with Jon Jones.
Right.
And now that Tom Aspinall was the champ, interim champ, Ciryl was calling him like, oh boy, I'm here. Accept me. So now I'm looking for the fight with Jon Jones and I will harass Jon Jones. So that's the thing that people don't understand. The UFC never, before July, never asked or sent any demand to Ciryl about Tom Aspinall. And that happened in July when Ciryl was already in the middle of something with Netflix involved, something big, massive movie that will be on the platform very soon. And the UFC was aware of that. They are the one who give the frame of time where we can go for that movie. I asked the permission and they said, okay, Fernand, from April 13, UFC 300. If you don't have your fight before that, April 30, you have 3 months. You can do whatever you want to do, and then you're free. Matter of fact, when we said that we were stuck because the movie started with 400 people over there in Marseille, Hunter asked me the phone number of the producer, and then the producer said, "Well, if Netflix, if you can set something with Netflix, I'm open to give to let Ciryl go fight." And we were ready to take the opportunity to fight, even in July, like 3 weeks short notice. And Hunter went there and had the appointment with the boss of Netflix. They had the chat, but that was undoable. And we just sat there waiting. So no fight, no proposition about how to call this guy. Nothing about him, nothing about Tom Aspinall, nothing about Curtis Blaydes. The only one that give the name was how to call this guy, Sergey Pavlovich. That was the name that they give us in March. And Sergey Pavlovich said that he wasn't ready for this fight at that time.
Okay, that makes sense. Glad we cleared all that up. You're right. There was a lot in the media, so a lot of people have an assumption of what happened, but you just outlined it there. So Ciryl was wanting to fight, but there were a few things that were sort of in the way with that. So that certainly makes sense. How is Ciryl looking in the gym right now? He obviously hasn't fought in over a year. How have you kept him sharp while he's also doing, the movie and all these other things? How have you kept him in fight shape?
No, the movie is over. Like the movie, we asked 3 months. Like 3 months exactly for the movie. And the movie was wrapped, everything done. And then as soon as finished, we start the camp right away. There's nothing else in Cyryl's mind right now that they may make the UFC and the fight. There's nothing. I mean, during the filming, we had every single day Ciryl training twice during the filming, which is not easy because the movie is like 8 hours per day. You get tired, so that was that was very challenging. And he made it, and she made it to train and to make a very good show. I mean, the appearance, and he went back straight away to the training camp, and now with less concern about movies and focus 100% in the fight. The thing now with communication is like, if you start to defend yourself and you say you want to make sure that you catch up every rumor or lie that they say on you, then you spend your time on social media. I mean, like,
you're wasting time. Yeah,
if you want to keep the pace with people at some point, but the reality is that, like I said to you again, it's very easy to know if that's accurate or not. You just have to talk openly with one of the matchmakers, they will let you know there's nothing that was, no offer was given to Ciryl Gane about Tom Aspinall before July 26, and no one have come to us. The name of Curtis Blaydes I've never mentioned to me since Ciryl is in the UFC. Never, never, never.
Okay.
I don't get this guy going there say that, oh, Ciryl is a lie, he's scared of me. No one. I mean, when you fought against a guy like Fernand Lopez, you are not scared of anyone. I mean,
yeah, I would agree. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. That's really good. So the focus is obviously on Volkov. Obviously Ciryl has fought him before. Where do you think Volkov has improved since the first fight?
Fight IQ.
Okay.
I think the Volkov that we're facing now is someone more mature with very with skills that can help him to stick to the game plan. And so I think he's still decent, a good striker, still a good, like, I'm not saying wrestler, but he can wrestler, he can, and he can grapple. That being said, the difference will still be on the speed department. I really think that this time we'll have someone that come with a very good game plan and can stick to the game plan.
Okay. Training camp, who has Ciryl mainly been working with as far as training partners for this fight?
Well, the main guy are the number 2 in the Glory, Levy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Levy is the one who joined our camp, and he has a fight coming up. After that fight, he will be back straight to the camp, and we are going with him in Abu Dhabi. We have the judo guy from the silver gold medal in judo in France.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. And we do have a guy like Paul Begay, very tall title in the light heavyweight division, and of course we have a guy very talented on the ground like this guy, number 1 in France right now on the grappling heavyweight, is Benjamin Seik. Okay. So this is the most important guy that is working with them right now, and I will use this opportunity to thank all the staff, Benjamin Safati, of course. Thanks to the Grand Game brother, who is Francois Laurent. He's the guy that owns the gym with on the last 3 years on gi and no gi. He's wearing everything in France, like he's a killer, and he's from the and this is the guy these people that are helping all us. We are working also with a new laboratory about conditioning that very famous in France, Human Fab. They are doing they're doing research, and they're collecting a lot of data with a lot of 360 text to make sure that they know exactly where we still have room to improvement, and they have been very precise of what we should do and to improve, and make sure that Ciryl don't play me with laziness. Like, I make sure that I know with data exactly what it can do or what it cannot do, and they are so thank you to Jean-Bernard Fab, which is the owner of Stan Laboratory, and also the new investor that I had in all my business, which is RS MMA Factory Management Factory. We had this guy, this fund that called Slam. They are called Mutual Capital Slam. They're very good at what they're doing, and they give out a lot of they give us a lot of help in terms of money and everything that you can need for the training camp. So yeah, Ciryl looks good, and I'm looking forward to see him fight on October.
Wow, that's great. You've covered every base for this fight, which sounds awesome. How far is the travel time for you to Abu Dhabi? How long will it take you to get there?
I don't remember. I think Abu Dhabi is 4 hours. Travel.
4 hours. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, well that's good. And how do you see the fight playing out in the rematch? How do you think Ciryl will get it done against Alexander Volkov?
Well, I think that Ciryl going to cash him probably on the end of second round or third round with KO.
Okay, I like it. Has the UFC told you that the winner of this fight will fight Tom Aspinall next? I think the understanding is Jon Jones, Stipe, whatever happens in that fight, they're both going to retire. Have you been told that the winner of this fight will get the title shot?
No, I don't want to mix everything up. When something is not, and I think that you don't have to be told what will happen next. I mean that you know how many people you have there. You know what are the 4 last people for around the belt. So you know that you just have to make sure that you give a strong message, to strong victory, and be there, sit, wait, and that will be fighting for the belt at some point. I don't have any doubt of that. So it's a matter of time. It's just to be on shape, be ready, and that fight will happen.
What did you think of Tom Aspinall's win over Curtis Blaydes? It was another quick finish for him.
It looks good. It looks good. Monster. I think he's a good fighter. There's no doubt of that. We have been there. We have been there at the point that everyone was saying that Ciryl Gane is the next big thing that we never see. We have been there at some points. We had the commentary in the TV saying how good Ciryl is on the ground. I remember at the time, a guy like Denardi was on UFC saying that he get randomly in our locker room and he saw Ciryl doing crazy techniques like banana split, like twister, and he was saying that is crazy. And Ciryl was hitting like ankle lock in the fight that he was winning, and everyone was praising him, and Ciryl was shocking black belt from Brazil, and everyone was celebrating that. Wow, this kid is he's very good on, and then we are at the point that one loss with one is arguably the god with submission, and everyone is like, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. He don't know anything about the ground game. So what I'm saying is that till we know the gap till we know the hole inside the game of Tom Aspinall will be prized, and they will push him as the next monster big thing that anyone can touch till we see that. So what I'm trying to say here is that when Ciryl was getting there, everyone was like, wow, you see, he have 100% takedowns defense, because they never saw him go down. They was just assuming that he don't have any hold on that. So what I'm saying is that it's impressive. Tom Aspinall copy that, but let's see. Let's let him fight. This fight is coming, and let's see what happens. And then after that, we will have that fight happening at some point, and I'm excited.
Well, and I think that's what everyone wants to know. How would a fight with Ciryl and Tom go? Cyryl's got really good stand-up. Tom Aspinall's got stand-up and ground. How do you look at that fight stylistically with Ciryl and Tom?
I think that would be a good match. But what I just know is that people forget very quick.
Yes.
People just tend to forget. It's crazy. This time is the time that people just It's the moment. They just size the moment, and this is the moment. That's it. Like people just forget with guy trying to take him down, and they're missing, and people just forget that this guy 4 years ago, he was like 5 years ago in Quebec, he was winning the first fight with guillotine. Okay, that was no name. I don't care. There's not a problem. What I want to show there is that means that he was training already the ground game 5 years ago. Still training, still walking. Then we got that defeat with Jon Jones. Went back to the ball. Still training, try to erase that mistake. I think people will be surprised. I mean, I think that we know how good is Tom Aspinall, and Ciryl respect that very much. That's why he's training very hard. But I think people, they tend to forget, and they will be surprised. According to the last performance that you give, and they just put you there. Yeah.
Obviously, we have the heavyweight title fight coming up with Jon and Stipe. Let's hope it happens, because I know they've tried to make that fight for a couple of years. How do you see Jon and Stipe playing out at UFC 309? How do you see it going down?
I believe Jon Jones will win the fight. I think that they are not fresh anymore, but it's the one that kind of in the game, like we saw him in the game, still in the game, and I know that the fighter queued there for Stipe. I know that Stipe is still a good fighter, and it's not easy to beat him. But I still believe that Jon Jones will be the winner on that night, probably by TKO.
Okay. And my last question, I don't know if you saw it last weekend. Did you watch the Merab Dvalishvili Sean O'Malley title fight? Did you see that last weekend?
Absolutely.
What did you think of Merab's performance? Very impressive and very dominant as the challenger.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like, it's good. He's on this understanding of the game is out of the rule. Like, what happening is that when you have someone that can manage the feint that much and can change the dynamic of the fight every time, and he can manage the stamina, he's unstoppable. He's just unstoppable because he can do it everything, and he can play with the game because he do understand what's going on in the game, and he do understand how to win a MMA fight. Not just that he's strong, grappling or strong, or wrestling or strong. No, he can understand the game, like the logic of the MMA.
And this was a great interview. Thank you so much, Fernand. Really appreciate it. If there's anyone you'd like to thank or mention before we get out of here, if you want to mention Aries or your gym or anything like that, I will give you the last word, sir.
No, I want to mention James Lynch. I will say thank you to you. I mean, for what you're doing for the MMA community, and what you've been doing for the French community, because you are the one English speaker that's making a lot of interviews with Frenchmen. And so I want to say thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.